Gengar gang, what is going on? My name is Ryan, this is the Analytic Gengar, and welcome to another video. In today's episode of TCG Toolkit, we are going to be going over part 2 of a comprehensive review of Rarity in the Pokemon TCG. Now, as a gentle reminder, there is a part 1 video that I will have in the card up above as well as in the description down below. I recommend you go check it out to learn everything about Rarity from the WotC era up to and including the EX era of Pokemon trading cards. For many people, this is what is considered to be ultra vintage, and this is where a lot of the money is nowadays in the hobby. All that said, in today's video, we'll be going over everything from the 4th generation of Pokemon cards all the way up to and including the Sun and Moon era. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, let's just go over 2 major terms from the last video, just as a gentle reminder in case anyone forgot, or if you're watching this video first. Now, this video is based on an article from flipsidegaming.com, particularly their blogs, and the Cardpletionist was kind enough to assemble a pretty comprehensive guide towards Rarity. Now, in the article, the OP posts 2 different terms, official Rarity and actual Rarity. Official is what is known as the Wizards of the Coast or the Pokemon trading card game official Rarity that each and every single trading card gets. In addition to this, we also have the actual Rarity of a trading card. Now, this is where things can differ because even though 2 cards can have the same official Rarity, for example, Ultra Rare, the actual Rarity of the trading card may not necessarily reflect its official Rarity. For example, you only get 1 Rainbow Rare trading card in every booster box, but you get about 4 or 5 GX cards in every booster box. They both have the same official Rarity of Ultra Rare, however their actual Rarity is a little bit different and a little bit more complex than the official Rarity might lead on to be. Now, as of part 1, we've established 7 official Rarity designations. Common, uncommon, and rare, so those would just be your regular cards. Rare holographic cards, now bear in mind that in WotC, a rare holographic card was the ultimate rare card. And then, they've also added on rare holo EX, rare gold star cards, and secret rare cards. And then, in today's video, bear in mind that it will get a little bit more confusing as time has gone on, the rarities have definitely further increased in complexity. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Our first set of sets will be Diamond and Pearl to Legends Awaken. Like I'd said earlier, this will cover what is effectively the early part of Generation 4 and covers Diamond and Pearl, Mysterious Treasures, Secret Wonders, Great Encounters, Majestic Dawn, and Legends Awakened. So, for the Diamond and Pearl era, they effectively reset the TCG, so they got rid of EX and Gold Star cards and replaced them with Level X cards. Now, Level X cards have their own official Rarity of Rare Holo Level X, and they had a pull rate of about 1 in every 36 packs. Now, as we move further away from the base set of a generation, we will see that the ultra rares do get easier to pull, and this is true of this particular generation as well. So level X cards started out with about a 1 in 36 pull rate, but as we move along in the generation, you'll see that they move closer to a 1 in 18 pull rate for later sets in the level X era. In addition, there weren't that many secret rares going on during the Diamond and Pearl era. However, one notable exception was Time and Space Distortion, which came from the Mysterious Treasures expansion. It had a reported pull rate of about 1 in 72 packs, meaning it was on par with pull rates from Gold Star cards. However, don't expect this particular card to sell for as much as a Gold Star card. There are many other factors that can really help drive the cost and the demand specifically around a Pokemon card, and this is one of those cards that while it might have a similar pull rate, it doesn't necessarily indicate that it will be as sought after in the future. That said, Diamond and Pearl cards and sealed packs are specifically pretty cheap nowadays, in comparison to everything else, of course, and so it might actually be worth your time to open up a few of these if you can, hunting for this card. Our next generation is Stormfront to Arceus, and this now takes us through a set of cards from Stormfront, Platinum, Rising Rivals, Supreme Victors, and Arceus. So this is where the, I guess, mid-range of Generation 4 occurred. This is when all of the Platinum sets were around. Now, when it comes to these particular sets, there were a couple of trends that got introduced that would stick around for the rest of the Platinum era. First things first is they brought back secret rare cards, and this time each and every single set had a secret rare. One interesting concept is that for Stormfront, the Charmander line was brought back as a secret rare set, and what's interesting is that these were base set reprints. It's very well known now that Stormfront packs have a chance at pulling a original looking but not necessarily original base set Charizard. What does that mean? Well, it's basically a reprinted card the same way that they reprinted it in Evolutions, and this was done on purpose to kind of drum up some hype around the base set evolutionary line. Now, that said, they also went ahead and introduced several other base set reprints as secret rares, all the way through Supreme Victors, but they were discontinued for the Arceus set. In addition to the secret rares, Stormfront also introduced a new category of shiny Pokemon cards. Now, these Pokemon cards were different because they weren't treated as secret rares, meaning they didn't have the exact same set number and a number greater than the set. Instead, they had their own unique number, SH, probably for shiny holographic. Now, officially, and here's where the designation comes into play, officially they were level X cards. However, they were actually rare, and theoretically they were probably closer to about a 1 in 36 booster pack pull rate, meaning they were on par for secret rares from today. By this time, level X cards had about a 1 in 9 to 1 in 18 pull rate, meaning you were probably pulling anywhere from 2 to 4 per booster box. So although they had the same official rarity, again, they had different actual rarities in the way that they were pulled. These shiny Pokemon cards went from SH1 with Drifloon in Stormfront all the way up to SH12 Shinx in Arceus, and they took a break after that with the shiny Pokemon, but would reintroduce them later on in the Black and White era again. Now, one additional note is that they also introduced a Rotom set of cards in Rising Rivals, and so they took a break from the trend of introducing the shiny Pokemon and the base set reprints, and instead they introduced a subset of 6 Rotom cards. These had an official rarity of rare, but they had reported pull rates of about 1 in 18 packs, meaning they were a little bit tougher to pull than any regular rare card. But they still had a pretty good pull rate of about 1 in every booster box, or 2 in every booster box, depending on how lucky you were. These subset cards would also continue to bear relevance into the future, especially with sets like Hidden Fates, which had a shiny vault, which was a subset of the Hidden Fates Pokemon card set. Next up, we have the Heart Gold Soul Silver to Heart Gold Soul Silver Triumphant era. So this is what I have come to refer to as the late 4th generation, and as you can see, it's a pretty logical separation. Within the 4th generation of cards, there was the Diamond and Pearl era, there was the Platinum era, and then there was the Heart Gold Soul Silver / remake era. It basically modeled the way that the Pokemon video games were coming out, in that they did the original base set games, then they went ahead and did the remake of the new games, and then they went ahead and remade one of the classic sets of games, in this particular case the Johto series games. Now, this particular bracket of time covers effectively all the rest of the Generation 4 cards, including Heart Gold Soul Silver, Heart Gold Soul Silver Unleashed, Undaunted, and Triumphant. With that, we saw another reset of the trading card game, and this time level X cards were removed in favor of 2 different types of cards, so it's very similar to the way that the EX era is laid out. You had rare prime cards, which would effectively be similar to EX cards, and you had legend cards. Now, officially, the ranking for rarity was at the very top and working our way downwards: secret rares, then legends, then primes, then holographic rares. And so there is a bit of a pecking order to this stuff. Now, when it came to primes, you could probably pull 1 in every 6 booster packs, meaning depending on the day, you could pull anywhere from 4 to 6 in a booster box. And this is held true even to today. If you go online and look up any of the late Generation 4 openings, you'll find that for the fair majority of people, they're usually able to hit a Prime card, and that's because Primes were printed pretty abundantly and inserted into packs. However, Legend cards were a little bit tougher to pull, ranging anywhere from 1 in 12 to 1 in 18 packs, meaning you could probably pull anywhere from 2 to 3 depending on the booster box and the set that the set of cards came from. The secret rare cards during that period, the ALF lithographs, had a reported pull rate of about 1 in 3 booster boxes. So this is another example where they're sneaking in secret rare cards that are exceptionally painfully difficult to pull. If you did pull them, I would definitely recommend getting them graded, and even if you wanted to theoretically invest in them, now would probably be a good time given that they're not as rare or as sought after as other cards like Gold Star cards. However, just bear in mind that these cards may not see the same explosive growth over a period of time that Gold Star cards did, and that's mainly because even though they are very difficult to pull and on par with the difficulty of Gold Star cards, it doesn't necessarily mean that these cards are equally as demanded as Gold Star cards, meaning there might not be as big a market in the future for cards like this one. Now, another interesting note is that Heart Gold Soul Silver contained a special shiny Gyarados card, which was approximately a 1 in 36 pack pull rate in both a standard and a reverse holo print. So if you were lucky, you got 1 in a booster box, and then theoretically you'd have to open up another booster box and get lucky with the reverse or the holo print depending on which one you pulled in your first booster box. Officially, it had a pull rate of rare, meaning that you could theoretically designate it the same way you would any other rare holographic card. However, the card was actually holographic. It was actually a shiny Pokemon similar to those of the previous era, and it was a really difficult card to pull on par with, again, secret rares from today's booster box pull rates where you typically saw 1 in every booster box. Next up, we have the Call of Legends Band-Aid set. Now, it's called a Band-Aid set because the way that the Japanese trading card games were coming out at the time, it was an awkward time for the English sets, where Black and White had yet to launch, and Heart Gold Soul Silver had officially ended. And so Call of Legends was effectively a Band-Aid set that would help bridge the gap and keep people interested in between the transition from one generation to the other. In Call of Legends, which was effectively a very small print run set, we saw some really interesting cards, this time SL, or Shining Legend cards. These particular cards had an official rarity of rare holographic, but had a reported pull rate of about 1 in 18 packs. These cards were similar in design to EX and Level X cards. As you can see on screen, they have a holographic border, as well as that very classic EX breathe on my border and I will scratch and get a PSA 8 type of edging. So these cards have become very sought after because all of the cards that bear this designation are actually legendary Pokemon. They are exceptionally hard to grade, and because Call of Legends was such a small set and such a small print run, there is a lot of demand for these cards, especially going into the future. These are some cards that I would put on par with, but not necessarily above Gold Star cards. Gold Stars will probably forever and always hold their record as being the most sought after chase cards in Pokemon history. However, I do think Call of Legends will be a pretty good second place in the long run because of the small supply that exists out in the market for new packs where you could pull these cards from. Additionally, even if you do pull them, because they bear that classic EX border, they can be exceptionally difficult to grade, meaning even pulling one of these cards doesn't necessarily mean right away you will be getting a PSA 10 if you get it graded. Now, up through Call of Legends, we now have 10 official rarities. We have common, uncommon, and rare, just our regular, everyday type of hits. Then we have the holographic cards. Again, all the way back in WotC, this is the only thing you could pull, and these were the best to pull. Nowadays, it's obviously gotten a little bit more complex. In addition to that, we have the Rare Prime and the Legend cards from the late 4th generation. We have lowercase EX cards, those are the 3rd generation Pokemon cards that came out. We have the Level X cards, the Gold Star cards, and the Secret Rare cards, and that would equal 10 different sets. So next up, we have the Black and White to Noble Victories era, which is going to start to introduce many of the mechanics we now know today. So we saw another reset through the jump from Generation 4 to Generation 5. And Pokemon now sought to introduce a new official rarity that would hopefully clean up the mess caused by all of the previous generations. Bear in mind, we had EX, we had Gold Star, Level X, Rare, Rare Holo Prime, and the Rare Legend cards. And because of this, they were now all designated as Rare Ultras, or as they're more commonly known, Ultra Rare cards. Now, Black and White was the first set to feature these particular Ultra Rare cards, and these are the same full art cards that we've now become accustomed to seeing in our modern sets. In addition to this, these actual cards were pulled with an actual pull rate of about 1 in 36 packs, and you got to about 1 in 18 packs by the time we were at Noble Victories. So again, we're seeing that pattern where pulls are exceptionally difficult at base set and get progressively easier as we move down the list of sets within a particular generation. Noble Victories also introduced the first ultra rare trainer card, N, and this is something that we now today know of very well, as full art trainer cards are some of the best cards that people chase in any given modern set. Now, secret rare cards were included in both Black and White and Noble Victories, with Pikachu in the former and Meowth in the later, and pull rates for these cards were approximately 1 in 72 booster packs, again on par with the Alph lithographs and the Mysterious Treasures secret rare of the time. They are very difficult to pull. It's a good time to try to hunt for them for the fun of it, but again, bear in mind they may not bear the same rarity as other Pokemon cards like Gold Stars and EX cards. Our next set of cards is everything from Next Destinies to the Plasma Blast, and that includes Next Destinies, Dark Explorers, Dragons Exalted, Boundaries Crossed, Plasma Storm, Plasma Freeze, and Plasma Blast. Now, within this era, we begin to see the current structure of the TCG really kind of take shape and form. So, with Next Destinies in this next expansion, we now saw the reintroduction of Pokemon EX. The only difference is that now it was capital EX. So lowercase EX was for everything in the 3rd generation, and now in this 5th generation we had the uppercase EX. The new official rarity was Holo Rare EX, and was created for different Pokemon cards around different sets. So pull rates initially averaged about 1 in 18 booster packs, meaning you could probably pull 2 in a booster box. And then you still had the ultra rare cards, which were full art versions of the cards with texture, and these could be pulled approximately 1 in every 36 packs, or about 1 in every booster box. Secret rares were still abundant during this time, and they had an official pull rate of about 1 in every 2 booster boxes. Notably, in Plasma Storm, you have the Charizard and the Blastoise secret rare cards, which are very highly sought after. These are some cards that may have some relevance in the future as an investment opportunity. The one thing I will say is that the Charizard card is notorious for having poor centering, and so getting a copy that grades a PSA 10 is actually a pretty impressive feat. Boundaries Crossed also introduced another official rarity, if your head wasn't hurting enough already, in the Rare Ace trainer card. So now, going up to and including this particular card, which had pull rates on par with ultra rares, about 1 in every booster box or 36 packs, we had 13 official designations. We had the now ultra rare full art card, we had the Rare Ace trainer card, we had the Pokemon EX capitalized card, and then we had the 10 previously covered. Legendary Treasures was the last of the Black and White era sets, and it was mostly a reprint, again similar to the way Call of Legends was a band-aid set between generations 4 and 5. Legendary Treasures was a band-aid set or transitional set between 5 and 6. And so this set was mostly reprints, and it was pretty generous with its pull rates. So EX cards could now be pulled about 1 in every 9 booster packs. There was a secret rare Reshiram and Zekrom that were gold cards, and these had an actual rarity in line with secret rares from the other Black and White era expansions. You could probably pull one in every other booster box, or about 1 in 72 packs. Our next generation is XY to Ancient Origins. It includes everything including XY base set, Flashfire, Furious Fists, Phantom Forces, Primal Clash, Roaring Skies, and Ancient Origins. So, they now introduced, along with the video game mechanic of Mega Evolutions, a Mega Evolution in the TCG. However, all Mega Pokemon were also EX, and fortunately, everything was just given a bucket rarity of EX Holo. And so, it could be that you had an EX Pokemon card or a Mega EX Pokemon card. They both had the same rarity. And actual rarity was even along the same with EX cards as well. So everything was relatively simple. It didn't matter whether or not the Pokemon was Mega. As long as it was EX, it was classified the same in terms of official rarity, and you could pull these at about the same rate. By the time Ancient Origins came around, we had a pull rate of about 1 in every 6 packs for EX cards, and about 1 in every 12 packs for Ultra Rares. Now, bear in mind that this became more favorable because they started introducing more and more types of cards into the mechanics of it all. So think about it. You had EX cards, then you had the full art trainer cards, then you had the full art Pokemon cards, and between it all, things shifted to be very, very good towards collectors, because as you were opening these boxes, you started hitting more and more cards. The only thing that didn't change to be more favorable for collectors was secret rare cards, which continued their official and actual rarity of about 1 in every 2 booster boxes, or 1 in 72 packs. Our next group is Breakthrough all the way to Evolutions. Breakthrough, Breakpoint, Generations, Fates Collide, Steam Siege, and Evolutions all continued relatively unaltered, with everything in respect to pull rates for different rarities. There was a new official rarity introduced for Break Pokemon cards, and it was reported of about 1 in every 12 booster packs, on par with Ultra Rares, with a little bit of variance in between sets. The only other notable change was in Evolutions, where secret rares were being pulled with the same rate as uncommon cards. So if you've ever opened enough Evolutions, you will find many secret rares. There is a Exeggutor and a Pikachu, and both of them are relatively easy to pull, and you might get excited the first time, but rest assured you will be pretty annoyed by it all by the time that booster pack opening ends. Our second to final group is the Sun and Moon era, and because of the time this article was written, unfortunately it only goes up to and includes Burning Shadows. However, we do know that the Sun and Moon era contained Sun and Moon base set, Guardians Rising, Burning Shadows, Crimson Invasion, Ultra Prism, Forbidden Light, Celestial Storm, Dragon Majesty, Lost Thunder, Team Up, Unbroken Bonds, Unified Minds, and Cosmic Eclipse. Now, in the Sun and Moon era, we saw another hard reset of the ultra rare variety, and so we saw the removal of EX, Mega, and Break Pokemon. In their place, Rare Holo GX was introduced as the official rarity, and we saw a massive proliferation of ultra rare and secret rare cards, as well as a reduction in pull rates, meaning for a base set, it was really hard to pull cards, which is, again, on par with what we've come to expect with any official reset and base set for a Pokemon set. Now, GX cards originally had a pull rate of about 1 in 9 packs, and ultra rares were being pulled with approximately a 1 in 18 to 36 pack opening rate. Secret rares had a pull rate of approximately 1 in every other booster box, meaning if you wanted a rainbow rare or a gold card, it was typically best to wait a little bit in order to open 2 boxes and sort of hedge your bets in terms of the odds of pulling one. Now, as we know, as time went on, these pull rates became more favorable. By the end of the era, we were seeing pull rates of about 1 in every 6. You could potentially pull an ultra rare about once, if not twice, in every booster box, and secret rare cards were all but guaranteed as a 1 per booster box type of ratio. And so we've seen that basic process play itself out over the Sun and Moon era, and we've also seen the same exact type of pull rates across the new cards, being the VMAX, and the secret rare cards from the Sword and Shield era expansions as well. Now, the only other thing of note would be the Shining Legends special holiday set, as well as the Hidden Fates holiday set. Shining Legends came out and reintroduced Shining Pokemon cards from Generation 2 in the Neo era. The only difference is that they were a little bit more difficult to pull because officially these sets never came out as booster boxes, and so getting your hands on packs involved either opening up a variety of collection boxes, a variety of different promotional sets, or a variety of tins. And because of this, pull rates are argued, but what we do know is that you could typically expect at least an ultra rare card based on the product you were purchasing. The same can be said of Hidden Fates, but Hidden Fates was a little bit more complex because it also had a subset. So Hidden Fates itself is a set of about 70 trading cards, and in addition to that, the mechanic of Hidden Fates is that the reverse holo slot in any pack can also allow you to pull from a secret shiny vault set, and that shiny vault set has a far larger number of all shiny Pokemon and includes both shiny quote-unquote baby Pokemon as well as their evolved and perhaps more cool full art variants. Now, obviously Hidden Fates was highly sought after, and because of this, it has become known as one of the most beloved sets in all of the Pokemon TCG. I have been doing a lot of speaking about investing, and I do think that if you were looking for an investment, I would probably recommend Shining Legends and Hidden Fates. Again, similar to the way that it was with Shining Legends, pull rates are disputed, mainly because of the variety of different products that came out and the fact that booster boxes never did. But the argument is that assuming that you are opening up 1 tin, you should be able to pull 1 shiny vault card. Everything else will probably be from the Hidden Fates side of things. Occasionally you get lucky, and for some reason both of these sets are notorious because their earlier print runs seem to have been far more loaded with hits from the respective chase cards. For Shining Legends it would have been Shining Pokemon, for Hidden Fates it would have been shiny vault cards, and later on those pull rates became a little bit more tough and went down. Now, with that said, friends, thanks again for checking out today's video. Hopefully, after these 2 videos, you now have a pretty good comprehensive understanding of all of the different rarities in the trading card game. Mainly, ultra rares are where it is at if you are someone who is looking to invest or build a collection for value. Again, way back when, in the era of WotC, you really only had holographic cards, and those were really the chase cards. Nowadays, with all of the different types of ultra rares that are out there, it becomes increasingly complex, but for the most part, you want to chase the rarest cards. You want to chase the cards that are hardest to grade and hardest to pull from packs, and of course, I always encourage people to collect what they like as well, because that's not a shame either. I like Rayquaza, and it just so happens Rayquaza blew up in price. That was happy coincidence, but it just goes to show this hobby is a lot more rewarding when you are chasing cards that you yourself consider rare, and not necessarily what some guy on the internet told you is rare. And with that said, friends, thanks again for checking out today's video. I do hope you learned something new, and if you did, please consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel. It helps me to learn and grow as a content creator, as well as provide you all with more valuable content and Pokemon information. With that said, friends, I appreciate your viewership as always. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Peace.